you deal a lot with kind of like, I guess, mental health issues. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Libs of TikTok account, which to me is like a gold mine of mental health issues. So Chris Pratt is an actor. He's had kind of a target on his back because he is a Christian, and he posted this, kind of happy looking photo with him and his wife. I think he's remarried, and leave it to the mentally ill
Look at
Harvey.
that face. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ. It's like Gollum had sex with a girl from The Ring.
Leave
Dear
it to
Lord.
the mentally ill harpies of the Libs of she's not posting the Libs of TikTok, but they sure found her. Anyway, I want to there's clearly a lot of women. It feels like more women hating on this guy for being happy and remarrying. So we're going to watch this, and I want to get your feelings. Cause woohoo!
Let's catch up with our least favorite Chris, shall we? The man that April Ludgate and Anna Faris are way too good for posted this on his Instagram. Guys, for real, look how she's looking at me. I mean, find you somebody that looks at you like that. You know, we met at church. Yeah, I know. We could all tell. We could tell by the fact that she's staring at you like that in a Duggar sort of way. And you're not looking at her, you're looking at the camera and treating her like a prize. Then he goes on, she's giving me an amazing life, a gorgeous, healthy daughter. Healthy daughter. That was important to put in there, right? Don't you have a son? Wasn't he born premature? Hasn't he had health issues? Yeah. But don't worry, guys. Her heart is pure, and it belongs to him. He's got a trophy. They share a Facebook account, don't they? They do. They have to share a Facebook account.
There's so much here, Chris. I think a lot of this to me is just like, okay, this is high school. In some senses, high school. Twitter can be, and Instagram, all the platforms can kind of just be like high school all over again. But it's interesting that like people will spend time like reading into the intentions of his Instagram posts. Like, how dare he mention this healthy daughter when he has another child with another woman, and maybe there's some disabilities there. But I don't know. I think the larger issue here is like a happy person doesn't make this kind of a TikTok, doesn't make this kind of a post. And it's weird. It's like, is she kind of telling herself? Like, is this TikTok for herself? Like, it's kind of like it's defensive. Who is she talking to? To me, it sounds like she's just trying to let herself know it's okay to be alone. It's like she's miserable right now. She's jealous, but that's okay because somehow if you can find a bad motive in Chris Pratt, like, then she doesn't have to look within.
I don't know whether people that post those TikToks and then get featured on Libs of TikTok, I don't know if they feel like, right, finally on the big stage, because they should stand by their content. She'd be like, right, yeah, I've made it to the fucking World Series. Like, she made it. She obviously spent time editing it and thinking about what she was going to say and putting it up. So I would be fascinated to find out if that girl is now happy that her message has reached, 107,000 views in 5 hours. That's fucking good. If she stands by what she says, that's a good bit of reach. I don't know. I mean, first thing is that I'm happy I'm not the world's least favorite Chris. That's
yeah.
One thing that I can take away from it. And yeah, I mean, the bottom line is nobody is sufficiently pure for the woke mob. I don't really like using the word woke. It's just become, even it as a fucking pejorative has become lambasted, but no one's pure enough. He's a guy who has posted an image about his new missus saying that he's happy with her. And the subtext of, he mentioned the son. Well, it's not her son. Like, presumably the son's from a previous marriage, so it's his son. She didn't give him. So if he posts a photo of her with the son and not with the daughter, is that also about? There's no degree of purity that people can get to that's sufficiently well done. And the problem is, when we were kids, there was no global broadcast medium with which to spout the shitty half-baked opinions coming out of your non-developed prefrontal cortex. Like, there was no way that you could broadcast it to the world. However, now there is, and we're seeing the fucking result of that in front of our eyes.
So it sounds like this would just be like an outburst. You'd call a friend and have it out with her. Like, yeah, what did we do in the aughts, the early aughts? We would like write notes to our friends, or we'd have long phone calls, and we'd sort of get it out of our system that way. We had MySpace, but it wasn't it was just you're leaving away messages. There wasn't like this need to spew out like all of your insecurities and that's the thing. This is a moment in time. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Like, what if this woman who posted this ends up like meeting a guy and she evolves and she's really happy? I don't know. So now she has like the internet. It stamps you. It's not that you shouldn't express yourself, but I don't know.
Man,
I think it's fascinating.
Our opinions from when we were teenagers haven't been encapsulated on the internet for the rest of time, because that's staying. That video now exists for the rest of her life. That video at that angle with her looking like she's 105% chin.
I thought you were going to say 105 years old.
105% chin.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yes.
That is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, that face.
Throw on a little mascara. That's why I'm late for all of these podcasts. I'm trying to not look like this girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's terrifying. Really terrifying. Oh, God.
Okay. Well, if that wasn't enough.
Here we go again with another person saying, "Oh, if you're not happy here in America,
already,
why don't you just leave?" Once again, I didn't realize moving to a different country was free. You willing to find me a house or apartment and pay for housing? You willing to help me pay to renounce my U.S. citizenship to get me the fuck out of here? Are you willing to help me move my shit over there? Oh, you're not. Again,
she's just like complaining. The old thing, like, if you don't like it, just leave. That's what she's responding to. Oh, it's just like being a victim is so addictive. It's such a drug. And you were speaking to a guy on a recent episode. I think he was I forget his name, but he said like this victimhood drug is pushed so hard on the Black community. I think it's also pushed really hard on these sort of like struggling younger people. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily, I mean, these are probably millennials as well, not just Gen Z, but it's just a real, it makes me sad. I feel like it's something that's pushed on people that robs them of joy, that robs them of finding a fulfilling life, because they're not starting from a place of gratitude, Like, you're making a TikTok complaining about how you're a victim. How is that going to attract more like abundance into your life?
Yeah, it's an easy get out of jail free card to blame whatever insufficiencies you have in your life on external circumstances and say that you're a victim. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't real victims. Like, all right, there are things that occur, but you get to choose how you interpret that situation. You can either choose it as, look at what happens to me, or, okay, this is a lesson, I can get past it, so on and so forth. I think what we're probably talking about, it doesn't look to me like this person is living in a tent somewhere. They're not homeless.
Right.
This isn't someone, I can't tell, but they don't look like they're physically disabled. So you think, okay, there are people that have it. You are not at the bottom of the hierarchy of how shit life could be. There is a fair bit lower for you to fall. I don't know. It's the nobody asked you just leave thing. Do people that aren't contributing to society have the right to criticize about the society that they're in? That's kind of the question that we're asking here. It sounds like, or it doesn't seem like this person probably is. She doesn't seem like a valid community. It doesn't seem like I may have just misgendered this person as well. Doesn't seem like a valid community member. It doesn't seem like they'll be contributing that much. So given the fact that they're maybe not, do they have the right to be able to criticize about a system that they don't contribute to? That's the question.
Yeah. And you spoke to, God, and I can't remember any of these guests' names. And this seems just like posting, making TikToks. It's such a distraction, because if you can spend like many hours a day doing this, it's like sort of gratifying. You get clicks, you get likes, you get validation. Whereas like it takes you away from the harder task of being like, okay, look, I am like genuinely not happy in my life right now. I don't know if it's like, I need to look at my finances. I need to find a job. I need to look at my relationships. I need to get in better shape. I think we have to be all conscious of the fact that like social media, and even if some of us are like watching this podcast on social media right now, obviously, but it can rob you. Like, what are the ways that people can watch and be careful of the ways that social media kind of robs you of your chance to be like a fully, like, the happiest person you can be, right? Because you had this woman on is talking about how like your dopamine centers get just so like overrun, hit too many times, that it sort of ruins your ability to kind of like feel like real lasting happiness. And I think it's this basically, like, this podcast can be like, how can we get everybody reading Jordan Peterson books and learning that the way to lasting happiness is through like work and commitments and taking responsibility. Like, it's tricky because we need social media for both of what we do, but at the same time, it can be such a dangerous distraction.
The modern devil is cheap dopamine. Like 100%. It's the main thing that is stopping most people in the modern world from achieving what they want to achieve. We can fragment our day into so many tiny little slivers that you don't ever end up getting something worthwhile and fulfilling done. You make no progress towards your meaningful long-term goals because you're constantly keeping your notifications at 0, or you're constantly making sure that you reply to your Instagram DMs. So a good question for people to ask themselves is, what would be the prize of winning the game that I'm playing? So let's say that you're playing a game. I'm playing the game of my Instagram notifications are always going to be at 0, or I'm always going to be the quickest person to reply in a group chat or whatever. Like, tell me what the prize is that you win for playing that particular game. Fuck all. Like, actually nothing, because it's a perpetual stream of just stuff coming in, and then you respond, and then it goes back out again. Whereas, tell me what the prize of winning the go to the gym 5 times a week, spend more time with my parents, read some books, go to bed and get up on time, meditate every day, read every day, whatever it is that floats your boat, fucking start knitting, whatever it is that you think is actually going to contribute to lasting happiness. What happens if you win that game? If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And the prize that most people are winning at the moment is just fucking their dopamine. And honestly, before even beginning to read a Jordan Peterson book, just maybe a week without social media. Like, maybe just see if you could do that. And that on its own would be the beginning of a good detox away from this stuff. It allows your dopamine levels to rebalance in the brain a little bit.